In a new bloody step, the Houthi militia forced the civilians in the Dala province to set up camps near the front lines. Such a move aims to use civilians as human shelter, a typical behavior used by the rebels since they started the war in 2014. The Fouad report has more on this.
Coinciding with the recent military escalation carried out by the Houthi militia on Muray's front north of Adala, and in a dangerous precedent and the new investment in the blood of the innocent, the militias forced the civilian population to set up tents in the areas of the contact line in the areas of Azayla and Ya'is, located between Muray's area and the Damt district. According to military sources, the Houthi militia condemned that it forced the citizens to set up those tents under the pretext of providing safe passages for the citizens, despite the Houthi elements continuing to block the main road of Muray's Damt and Sana'a, and disavowing them from repairing the main bridges that had been blown up previously. Not to mention continuing to plant minefields and explosive devices in those roads, which prevented citizens from traveling across this way for several years.
Our forces in Muray's front have monitored camps for displaced people that were set by the Houthi militia, claiming they are to protect civilians. But their purpose is absolutely military. We warn citizens not to be in those camps.
There are tents whose outward appearance seems merciful, but they hide death behind them and warns of a humanitarian catastrophe. If the laws prevent the gathering of civilians in cities in emergency cases, what do you think of the actions of the Houthi elements, where they gathered people in the middle of the lines of contact and fire in the areas north of Dala, adjacent to Damt district? And warnings of an expected trap that will leave more victims with the weapons of the Houthi militia.
Setting up camps for citizens in a military contact area is considered inhumane and concealment trap. Therefore, we warn citizens not to be in this area because they will be targeted by the military forces. We appeal to international organizations and human rights organizations to intervene to prevent these criminal acts of the rebel militia.
An inhumane action happened in the contact lines of this war zone, especially between the area of Muray's and Damt and the sites of Azayla and Ya'is, where the Houthi militia has set up tents in those military areas amid warnings and condemnations of the use of civilians as human shields in those military areas.